And welcome to Learn a Trade. My name is Kevin Tate. This is a service call that I'm on a Turbo Chef oven. The call was called in, and it says that the oven started smoking and smells like burnt rubber. So I'm assuming that there's an issue with the transformer. I looked in the fault codes and there are no error codes on the fault log, so I'm assuming that it's possibly the transformer that is bad. So I'm gonna take off the top panels and take a look, see what we get. The oven happens to be cooled down right now. It's down to about 191 degrees right now from the 500 degrees. So it's fairly cooled down. Morning. Just give me a second. I'm gonna grab a little step stool so I can be able to show you some of the stuff that I'm going over. Okay, I'm just gonna, right now, I'm just taking a look at the transformers. They did say it was smoking, and most times when they say it's smoking, there's an issue on one of the transformers. It does seem like I see a little burning that was going on the left side transformer. So I'm going to start over here on my left side and troubleshoot the transformer, the filament transformer, the magnetron, and then check out the waveguide to see if it's possibly contaminated or anything. And then I'm going to check out the 20 amp fuse. I'm just going to power it down now so that I can test these points out. I'm going to remove this bracket right here. Give me a little more room to test the test points on it. Moving that bracket, set that aside. And that way you have access to the whole high voltage area. Then I'm going to go ahead and take off my this bracket for the magnetron vent. I'm disconnecting the leads going to my high limit on the magnetron. Sometimes that wiring that's going to the high limit on the magnetron, sometimes it's wire tied to the vent bracket. I usually keep it on there. I just disconnect it from one side. First thing I check is to see if they have the red wire on the magnetron going to the FA terminal, and this one is going there, so that's good. Then I'm going to disconnect my high volt transformer. I'm going to disconnect terminal 4 from the transformer, set that aside, and then I'm going to test from terminal 4 to the ground. And by this, you're checking for ohms. You should get between 55 to 64K ohms. Yeah, this one is at, let's see if I can show you. It's at 20 ohms. I don't know if you can see that, but it's at 20 ohms. So this is bad. So I'm going to be replacing this. Now I'm going to go ahead and check my right side transformer just to make sure that one is good. Yeah, and that one's at 63 ohms. So now I'm going to check my 20 amp fuse, see if that may have blown. That didn't blow. I'm going to check my 12 amp fuse. That's good. Then there's another 12 amp fuse on the circuit board towards the front of the machine, and that one's good. So all of my fuses are good, so that's a good sign, because then at least I know that my K2 relay is good and stuff. So that didn't short out or anything. But I am gonna pull the K2 out just to take a look at it. Looks like it's been changed recently, and that doesn't look bad at all. So that's in good shape. Check the other K2. The other K2 looks good as well, so that's not bad at all. put that back in place, and now I'm gonna check across my magnetron. I'm gonna put back my wire on terminal 4 on the right side, high volt transformer, because that one was good. I'm gonna leave this one off on the left side, and after we get done testing, I'll take out that transformer and replace it. Now the magnetron test is testing good. It tests for 0 ohms, which is good. You want to have low ohms on across the terminals on the magnetron, so that's good. And I'm gonna get set up to remove this magnetron so that I can take a look at the waveguide inside, make sure it's not contaminated. I'm just removing this side panel on the left side so that I can get to all of the nuts on for the waveguide. Magnetron has a little burning on it, so I am going to replace that magnetron. Just give me a second. Let me grab my flashlight so I could take a look inside the waveguide. We might have to replace that waveguide also. No, that waveguide looks very clean. Yeah, just take the light, and then you can flash it, put your light down there, and you can see all the way down, and it looks really clean. I'm pretty sure the last time I was working on this one at this store that I replaced the waveguide. I probably replaced both waveguides, and I think I may have replaced one of the magnetrons, the one on the right side. So now I'm going to go ahead and replace this. I'm going to replace this transformer, the high volt transformer, and I'm going to replace that this magnetron too, because in most cases, just to be on the safe side, these two are connected in, so you might as well change both of those. Anytime you replace the high volt transformer, you might as well replace the magnetron. And with that high volt transformer burning like that, I'm probably gonna go ahead and replace the diode on this side also. And I'm gonna go ahead and check this capacitor right here. Make sure the capacitor is within range. And just a note to some of you who may not know, anytime you open these up and you're going to work on the high volt circuit, you want to make sure that you discharge your capacitor, and you can just take a screwdriver and go across the terminals with the screwdriver. Make sure that you're holding the insulated side of the screwdriver. And then on these newer models, the bullet models, when the unit is unplugged, the capacitors do discharge. So just to let you know about that. Some of the older models, like the Encore models, those you want to be sure to discharge those. So right now I'm going to check the capacitor, see what we got. Okay, I got 0.93. I got 0.93, and the range on this is 0.91. And I believe this has a plus or minus 10%. Yeah, so it's within range. That capacitor is within range. I got 0.93 microfarads. So I'm going to go ahead and get the parts that I'm going to need, and then I'm going to come back, remove this high volt transformer, replace that, put in a new magnetron and a new diode. Okay, so give me a second. Let me see if I can fix my mic. Okay, have to get my mic changed out. Power ran low on the one I had, so hopefully you guys heard me. We'll see. Right now I'm just going to get my diode put in place, and then we'll be ready to put the magnetron and the waveguide in. I don't know if, I've showed this in a number of other videos, but I just want to show it again. This is the diode. Okay, Okay, and it has a little diagram on the back where it shows you. Let's see if I can, there we go, let it focus a little. Right there. And your ground is always going to be where that line and the arrow intersect. So your ground is on this side right here. Your ground's right here. Okay, so just remember that. And your ground always has a bigger hole in it. Okay, if you look at this hole on this side, it's smaller than the ground, than the hole in the ground. So just remember that. It's a little tip. It does look like I have a little damage on that diode too. So I'm going to pull this out and check that too. Just check across it so I could kind of see if it, sometimes it won't give you a, it won't show you a bad reading, but if you have an issue with the with the high volt circuit, like the high volt transformer or magnetron, stuff like that, you might as well go ahead and replace the diode too, because more than likely it has an issue. Okay, it's possibly not. That might just be like a manufacturing flaw in it that I noticed. Been seeing a lot of that lately too. So, and always remember, working on any equipment, you want to go ahead and power it down and unplug it first. Okay, I cannot mention that enough. It's very important that you pay attention to that. And this is the old diode right here. I thought I saw a burn mark on it, but it wasn't. It was just where they put in the plastic, around the plastic area. It was a little, some lumps of plastic there. So, but this one I'm getting rid of that. Put in a new one. That way you know you got a new diode in there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove this high volt transformer. See if I can show it to you. Yeah. Hopefully you can see that. But it's a little burnt in the center core of it. Not so much on the back side, but the front side, right down in the center, you could see it where it's burned at. And you could smell it. You could smell it. It smells like burnt plastic. Just like they said. Just give me a second. Let me get this back in. Here is my new, that's my new transformer. Okay, you got your three terminals on the bottom and one on top. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Sit that back in place, secure it, and then connect all the wires. Yeah, had a burnt transformer here. But a lot of other stuff usually goes when the transformer burns, like the fuse and the relay and stuff, and they did fine. So it was mainly a diode that probably got bypassed, and then it sent too much voltage through that transformer. All right, the transformer's in. Now I want to connect your terminals. Terminal 1 is brown, terminal 2 is blue, terminal 3 is orange. And on the right side transformer, it's opposite. Terminal 3 is blue, terminal 2 is brown, and terminal 1 is blue, terminal 2 is brown, and terminal 3 is orange. So just that they switch the blue and the brown on these. So on your left side, you usually have brown as number 1, blue as number 2. On the right side, you usually have blue as number 1 and brown as number 2. So it's reversed with the side. So just keep an eye on your wiring. And then I'm connecting to number 4 terminal, which is the white wire. And on the right side, number 4 terminal is a black wire. Just, you want to, even if you have to take a picture of the wiring, that's a good thing to do. That's a good practice to make. If you're not familiar with the wiring, take a picture of where the wires are before you remove them, and then that way you won't have any questions on where anything goes. Now I'm going to put my magnetron in place. Right here, I have make sure you put your high limit on. You can use the high limit from the old magnetron and then put it in the new one. So that's going to scoop right in like this. Okay. Let's scoop it right in place, and then now I have to go down and secure it with the 4 nuts. You want to try to make sure that you're holding that magnetron straight so that the magnetron antenna is going straight in, and then once you get it secured, it's gonna stay that way, you know. You know, like, go ahead and put that bracket back on the magnetron, that vent bracket, put that back in place. Make sure you reconnect all your wires back. I'm just reconnecting the high limit wires onto the terminal. And I'm gonna put my left side panel back on. I know a lot of people run into issues with these panels, putting the panels back on, especially the top panel, but there's really no particular way to do it. I mean, you just gotta work with it until you can get it in place for yourself. mean, a lot of technicians use the method of putting the side panels on first and then setting the top panel on. So I mean, that's a starting point right there. Okay, now I'm gonna reconnect my magnetron wires, remembering that we have to go to the red wire goes to the FA terminal. And for those that may be new to the channel, I thank you for watching. I'd just like to explain, if you haven't seen one of these videos before, on these magnetrons, there's letters engraved in the top of the magnetrons. There's a F and then there's a FA, and the red wire always has to go to the FA terminal. I think at some point I might, you all could tell me if you're interested in it. I might go to do a video of the wiring from the transformers, of the wiring of the high volt circuit itself. Like from the transformers all the way to the board. So let me know in comments if you think you might be interested in seeing something like that, or having me go over something like that. But right now I'm just checking all of my wiring, making sure all my wiring is good before I plug it back in. You want to make sure everything's secured, and then we'll run a amp draw test. Everything looks good there. I'm going to go ahead and secure this bracket. And for some reason, I always forget to secure this bracket. Then I put the top cover on, and then I have to take it back off because I forgot to put the bracket on. So I'll try to remind myself today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up so we could take a amp draw test. Then for the amp draw test, you want to get about 16 amps, 14 to 16 amps on the amp draw test. So we'll see that in a moment. Just give me a second to put these old parts away. Try to clean up a little bit here as I go. Gotcha. Okay. Hey, you're probably not going to be able to see it very good, but the amp draw wire is down here. It's a red wire and it goes through the CT loop. So I'm just going to put my amp clamp around that. It's kind of tucked down on the side, so and I got my meter on the amps, so I'll be able to, once I power it up, I'll be able to go ahead and test that. Looks like we're ready to go. Has a small delay, but it's back on right now. Beeping is a little loud, but I gotta leave it like that because that's where they like it. You can adjust the volume on these, so if you're not sure, then you can ask them if they want you to lower the volume. But this place, they like to have it loud like that. So I'm in the service menu. Going to my fault log again. Fault log is cleared. I'm going to clear the fault log. Press OK. Fault log is all clear. I'm going to press return to service, and I'm going to press test mode. Then I'm going to try my magnetron test. First, before I do that, I'm going to test the door switch. Make sure the door switches are working right. And if you watch some of the other videos that we've done, you could see the door test on there, where you have the primary, secondary, and monitor switch. The monitor switch is on the right side. The secondary switch and the primary switch are on the left side. So you want to make sure that those switches are going in sequence. So it goes primary, secondary, monitor, and then when you close it, it goes monitor, secondary, primary. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and test the magnetron. Okay, looks like we're at 17 amps. Let's see if I can show that to you. This is how it looks. The test buttons. You want to press the magnetron switch, and then you can see got about 17.2, 17.1. I usually try and do it 3 times. That's good. So we got a good magnetron. We got a good amp draw test. So I'm going to go ahead and get this buttoned up, and then we can start cooking some food. Then we test out the temperatures. So right now we're just heating up. So just gonna let that heat up for a few. Then we'll let them cook some items. All right, everyone, and the oven is back up and running. Um, I had a amp draw of 16 amps or 17 amps, and as you can see, it's back up and running. Unit is operational. They just cooked some food, and looks like we're good to go. I thank you guys for watching. Take care and stay blessed. See you at the next one.